Ah, I know. It just shows you
He
how
says,
much.
he says Mundell was a thug.
Aye, well, they certainly enjoyed it, didn't they, Dave?
Oh, aye.
I had a funny feeling that would be a banana skin,
No. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's happened there? Yeah, I can see you now, bro. I'm only little.
Certainly enjoyed it, didn't they, Dave?
Ah, they did. Oh, what the fuck's happening here? There.
Hey, hold on a second. I had a funny feeling that would be a banana skin,
Aye. What's happening? Am I there?
2 seconds. Yeah, camera's gone off.
I know. Yeah, I can see you now, bro. I'm only little.
Are you coming back on now?
Aye.
That's it, Dave. We can hear you now.
Nothing.
We can see you now. Right, we're live now. Hello, Davey. How you doing?
Hello, son. Aye. We're just getting over the weekend, as you say. We're not used to this, are we?
No. Did you was on Total Sport tonight? I had a good laugh, like.
I heard you.
With
You
it.
and your little grounds. That's about 3 times I've heard you say about the little grounds.
And of course, the Mackem Cabbie's cat made a nice appearance as well again.
Oh, yeah. It's famous now, isn't it?
Oh, it was funny. It was good. It was good crack. And Marco says, I'll have Davey phoning us up next and telling us off for not getting carried away.
They rang us up at 6:30, but I didn't answer it.
Oh, did you miss it?
Aye, I missed it. So I thought, it doesn't matter. They must have put you on then because you were on my spot, 10 to 7.
They'll ring you tomorrow.
I'll ring them tomorrow. I'd rather ring on a Tuesday. It's always hectic on a Monday.
It's a bit mental, like, innit? Oh, that's good crack. Got SJ in says, I'm still cheesed off. All the teams to lose to. Now I have 2 tough games against Berwick and Watford going into them on a loss. All right, lads, says the Bristolian Mackem.
Stuart, I'd rather be playing them 2 teams than Plymouth every week.
Oh, like I say, I hate playing. What's the word for it? I'm not going to say lesser teams because that's disrespectful. No. What would you say the type of teams are like? I don't know. Smaller team? Would you say smaller teams?
Smaller club.
Smaller club, should I say? Smaller club.
Everything was going well at half time. You just didn't see that coming, did you?
I wasn't comfortable going in at half time at just 1-0 up. Especially was it Mundell on my end of that missed that sitter. He was clean through. He sort of slipped as he shot.
When it got deflected.
Aye.
That was Mundell.
Because I mean, look, we got in at half time 2-0 up. Then I think it's game over, mate.
Yeah.
I
think the players thought it was game over at 1-0.
The players did.
There was a strange feeling of that second half. We'd stop running, we'd stop tracking back. You could see it coming, couldn't you?
It was, yeah. As I said on Total Sport, it's like, I don't know. There was just something that wasn't right. We looked edgy. We looked lack of confidence. It looked like they'd been on a night on the hill the night before. Patterson, there was quite a few times where Patterson, when he was kicking out, it was going straight out off the side of the pitch.
He looked lost all game, didn't he?
He did look lost all game.
He had a strange look across his face all the game, like as if he didn't want to be there.
I think his head's been turned with the fat Liverpool Everton sniffing coming looking. You didn't know. Can't get him now, no, but I don't know. It's every single time Plymouth had a shot, it was always rebounding back to one of them. It was like we couldn't deal with it. I mean, they were always getting a second bite of the cherry. Every time Plymouth had a shot, they were always getting that second bite of the cherry. And that, I mean, their winner, I mean, heaven's sake, I mean, it wasn't even a massively powerful shot, was it? I mean, Patterson just, he dealt with it like a pig with a basket of strawberries, man. Oh,
Stuart, he should have just dropped on it.
well, of course he should have done. I don't understand why.
It wasn't like you say, it wasn't a hard shot. He made it look a hard shot by his reaction.
Well, he did. But, and of course, when Plymouth ran up and slotted it, it sort of went under him and that, didn't it? And, oh, God's sake, it was a hash. I don't know what was going through his head. I really didn't like, but it's, look, he did make some canny saves. I'm not saying he didn't. But I just had that funny feeling before the ball was kicked. It's like, I know our record down there, it stinks. It literally does. And I know I keep going on about the small grounds like that, or the smaller grounds. Sunderland just don't seem to board well with it, like the Kenilworth roads and all that.
You know what else that done me head in? I don't know, where were you? What were you watching it on? On iFollow?
Yes.
Wasn't it a terrible picture because of the sun?
It was awful. It was, I just got this horrible glare.
Aye, and you couldn't see the ball where it was, or?
No. When you, especially when they were going down the wings, you couldn't see.
Oh, that far side, you couldn't see nout.
It was awful.
It was. I thought it was just my telly, but it was just horrible.
I know. I'm just going to catch up on some comments, Davey. Got some comments coming in already. Dougie Stewart says, "Hi, Cabbie and Davey." Ken Walton says, "Good evening." He's the member of the channel. He says, "Good evening to you both from a beautiful sunset night in Cornwall." He says, "Love the crack." Jack Reed says, "Patterson dawdling on the ball too much against Plymouth." Kevin Atkins says, "Good to see your face, Davey," says Kev Atkins. Fantastic. "Go on, Davey, lad," says Jack. "Evening, lad," says John Nesbitt. Steve Taylor is on a later score to Birmingham 0, Wrexham 1.
Yeah, and I didn't want them gun up either.
Nah. Billy GW, hello mate, says, "First team that had a go at us and we were found wanting." Tony Huntington, hello mate, he says, "Hi guys, I think too many tired legs. Players believe in their hype and underestimating Plymouth Argyle." And I think, yeah, I
mean, Stuart, I didn't disagree with Dan Neil coming back, but can you remember him being out?
No.
I can't. If you didn't know, you wouldn't have known he was playing.
He shouldn't have changed. Never ever change a winning side. That's rule one.
Well, I don't know. I didn't believe in that. Like, never change a winning side, because you could have 2 or 3 star men missing the previous week, but you're going to bring them back, aren't you?
Oh, aye. It's, look, I just think it was one of them. It doesn't matter what would have done. I think it's just written in the stars that you just weren't going to win down there. It was just what, I don't know what the hell it was. SJ says, "Hello mate." He says, "Every team has a go at us and we fall apart. Then it's relegation battle. That's an excuse." John Nesbitt says, "Brum, have Pato's brother in goal, push the ball straight out to one of their players." And that's what Pato did all game. Colin Major says, "It's just a glitch, lads. Just a glitch." Yeah. It's
be
just
positive.
Be positive.
Let's get carried.
Steve Taylor says, "I think some supporters should take a deep breath. Don't get too down when we lose, and don't get too up when we win." I just think we weren't used to 4 on the bounce like that. We're like in a bit of a high, weren't we? Dougie Stewart says, "Was nice hearing Alaska helping out on Total Sport tonight." I should does. Phil Todd says, "Nice new logo graphics, my friend. Must have been a good designer." Absolutely, I've got a new logo. Dave says, "Can I get a shout out for my birthday? Happy birthday to Dave Air." Happy birthday, mate. Aye, we're all getting older. Just bringing this thingy up here. So, Davey, do you reckon we can bounce back against Middlesbrough then?
100%. We couldn't pick a better game.
Aye.
I'd rather be playing Middlesbrough than playing Oxford or something.
Oh, God.
Because they'll have no excuses for not to be on it this week.
They've got to be. I mean,
They will be.
I says on Total Sport it would be just the thing for Sunderland to go and lose 4 on the bloody bounce now. And Marco on that was laughing. which you can thingy. But
we had a midweek game.
Eh?
I wish we had a midweek game to get back on it.
Aye, and all that. I just want to thank my mate from toptierlimited.com who designed my new logo for my YouTube channel. Great guy. He's done a cracking job for us. And I just thought I'd give him a little plug. So that's toptier.com. Or just search Facebook on Top Tier Limited. So it's toptierlimited.com and Facebook Top Tier Limited. And he happily did that for us. So I was chuffed to bits with that. I was over the moon. Great job, good job. But yeah, it was a strange. But my God, the Plymouth fans were loud, weren't they? They were loving that.
Yeah. Aye.
What were your thoughts at half time, Davey? Then we went in 1-0. Were you confident? Because I wasn't there.
No, I thought everything was just as normal. We had a couple of chances we could have put away, but they only had one danger man. Then that was that left winger.
Aye.
But we seemed to handle him. Really, we did handle him. I mean, Roberts just keep doubling up and getting back, and everything was fine. I thought we would have come out and won 2 or 3.
We're just flapped like a pig with a basket of strawberries, a drunken octopus with 20 legs, 20 arms, whatever you call them. We're just, every time that ball went into the box, we looked lost. I mean, what a hash. I mean, before Dan Ballard gave the penalty away, he just totally made a hash of that clearance. Do you know what I mean? He sort of mistimed his clearance. It sort of got tangled within his legs. Totally missed it. And I think he got himself frustrated, and he totally clattered the Plymouth player. And anybody says that wasn't a penalty, then they need the eyes tested, because it was. He was frustrated, Dan Ballard.
That was a bit of an experience there. Like, once he'd missed the clearance, he should have gotten himself together and just getting in front of the forward.
Yeah, absolutely was it. I mean, and that was the game changer, wasn't it? Gary Hoyle says, "Hello, mate." He says, "Let's forget it, lads. We move on. It was just one of them fateful days. We get every team gets it, don't they? Now and again. He says, don't panic." Phil Todd says, "Thanks very much, buddy, for the plug. Anytime, mate. You've done a good job." Tony Huntington, "I always get up when we win. I've got to enjoy it, but try not to get down when we lose. Agree with Dave. Berra, a good game. Players have to get up for it. It's going to be a completely different game, isn't it? They're going to be
full house.
Aye, I reckon it will be. It's 12:30 kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's only a couple of thousand tickets left.
I know. We're due to have a good performance because they're slightly a bogey team for us, aren't they, Middlesbrough?
Oh, aye.
You know what I mean? So, the international break, I was so looking forward to the Plymouth game, I couldn't wait. I was thinking, I'll get this game back on. It's like, oh my God. And like you saying, I wish there was a midweek game now.
Oh, definitely.
Because if Sunderland play the next game and they do win, then it just puts the defeat back behind you, doesn't it? It's forgot about then.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, when you look at the game overall, Stuart, it could have went either way, you know. Even though you're saying, oh, we played bad the second half, it still could have went either way, that game.
Oh, aye.
I bet you the Plymouth fans were worried when we equalised.
Well, to be quite honest with you, Davey, it's the hope that kills you. I've said tonight. When we got that equaliser, I don't think there's any Sunderland fan that would disagree and think, well, we're going to go on and win that.
Yeah.
And I just thought, right, Sunderland, let's use the next 7 minutes to turn the screw and get at them. But we were only on top for about 2 minutes after we scored, and then Plymouth turned the screw, and it was all Plymouth. And I couldn't believe what I was watching, and I thought, I didn't believe this. It's like they didn't lie down, Plymouth. You've got to give them credit. They didn't stop, and they didn't.
I mean, when it went to 2-2, you think they would have thought, whoa, we better make sure we get a point here. But they didn't give them a juice.
No, they didn't, and they just kept going and going and going and going. And I think they sensed that we weren't confident at the back, and that's why they were raining shots in from 20 yards out, because they weren't daft. They knew, and I think Rooney and them said, "Hey, Sunderland look really vulnerable. They can't handle these long balls, these big shots coming in. Just keep driving them in," and it was working. I don't know whether Patterson had his sun in his eyes. I mean, if we looked at the pitch, we could hardly see because of the glare, but I didn't know. I just didn't understand it. But
he looked shaky all game, didn't he? Just didn't look confident.
Yeah, didn't look confident at all. SJ says, anyone know how long Ballard is out for? Meffin gets in now, and I reckon Ballard could struggle to get back in.
There's no news yet on Ballard. It sounds bad, like.
He's proper injury prone, isn't he, Ballard? Like.
Aye. He must be gone for scans.
What exactly did he do? Did he land awkwardly on it or what?
Just his ankle. I think he's turned his ankle or something like that, or his knee. And I think he'll have gone for scans, so it could be a long job or it could be just bruising, and you don't know. You'll find out tomorrow.
He's always seems to be injured, doesn't he?
Yeah. But we'll see what this Medfin's like, won't we? That's why we bought him.
Yes, well, we've got him for... There's no option to buy him, you know that.
No, he's just here for the year.
He's just here for the year and all that. But we've yet to see. Obviously, we've got one of our new signings. He's out for 12 weeks.
No, that's unreal. He was injured when he come in now.
That's crack, isn't it? We've still yet to see two other players, haven't we?
Aye, well, that one was on the bench, the Serbian. I'm excited to see him. Like,
is that Salic or something?
Sama. No, he's a centre midfield player. This kid's attacking midfield player.
Is this the guy on loan?
No, we paid 3. This is a guy we paid 3 million for.
Right, I'm bloody mad.
From Serbia. Good looking kid.
Oh, right, aye. And who's the other guy that says it's the next Messi?
No, that's him, Serbian kid.
That's the Serbia, right, aye.
The other kid's a central midfield player.
Aye. Aye, this other kid looks good.
Aye.
There's a few Sunderland fans, saying they didn't think that Wilson Isidore is going to be up to much. I mean,
the jury's out for me up to now. Like, I don't think he's a centre forward, mind you.
No,
he's a winger. He's a winger. He's not a centre forward. He doesn't make the right runs. He's just not a centre forward.
No, there's something not quite. I know it's early days, but you can usually tell, can't you, when.
You get that feeling, didn't you?
Aye. It's the same with that Pavida.
Oh, he's so out of shape, that kid, isn't he? Even when he's playing for the under-21s, he looks a weak link.
He does. Gonna go some more back on the chatty again. Philip Todd says, I think Plymouth surprised us with the decision made by Shrek to press. He says, we've been such a high-pressing team in the last 4, and teams have stood off. I think it totally shocked us at the fact that they came at us. But if we're wanting to get promoted, we're wanting to get whatever it is, top 2 of playoffs, then we've got to learn to deal with that, Davey, haven't we? Because it's not going to be just Plymouth that's going to do that.
Oh, boy, Christ. To me, right, I mean, look at Man City. You kind of play like Man City play week in, week out. But when they're not on it, they find a way of winning.
Yes. And that's
what we play on a lesser scale. We can't be on it all the time, but then you still find a way of winning.
There's only so many times. I mean, look, if you're wanting to consolidate yourself into the championship, right? Then you can get away with quite a few of those. Not burying the smaller teams, not putting them to the sword. But if you want to go for the top two, and you want to go for promotion, then you must put them teams away. I don't care what anybody says. And if Sunderland are going to go back to their own ways again, when they start playing the smaller clubs and they're going to struggle, then I'll tell you now, you'll be looking at Sunderland in another mid-table finish.
Right.
You've got to, if you want to go up, you've got to up the stakes left, right, and centre, all over the place. Because I watched Sheffield United the other night and they looked bloody good, mind.
Mm-hmm.
And but I say that Hull, it was Hull, wasn't it? They were playing. Was it Hull Sheffield United playing? Well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. They did look poor. They did look poor, mind. They did look poor, but I don't know. I think a lot of Sunderland fans. I mean, some have said as well, like, have the wheels fallen off and all that. I think they're just a bit paranoid, like, because there was a little bit of the old Sunderland that we've seen against Plymouth, and they maybe a bit paranoid, thinking like, oh, here we go again, the same scenario. We can't put these teams to bed. Like you say, Davey, I just can't wait for the Middlesbrough game to come around quick enough. I want to put this right.
Yeah.
Billy G says 93rd minute goals against are always terrible. Yeah. I think what made it worse, Billy, was the fact, like, we equalised and build your hopes up. And if we hadn't have scored first, I don't think it would have been as bad. So if they scored a 93rd minute and made it 3-1, but it was the fact within a matter of seconds, all the Sunderland fans are gone daft. Get in, we haven't lost today, and then straight at the other end they score. I think that was the killer.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sucker punch. Oh, my son Ashton's on their phone here. Hold on, Ashton, I'm just live on my channel, yeah. All right. So if you say hello to Pastor Alex from Uganda, tell him he's asking after Dave, yeah. All right, mate. Bye-bye. Oh, dear. Yeah, he hasn't been in from Uganda, the priest, has he?
No. What's happened to him?
I don't know. How come he asks for you? He doesn't ask how's Cabbie doing. It's just like, Davey, how are you doing? It's Pastor... I don't bloody know, Davey. I didn't know. Philip Todd says, also should have brought Brown on earlier, and I'm sure we'd have won or drawn as he'd brought stability. Yeah, there was a lot of Sunderland fans criticising Regis Labrie, the fact like he didn't bring him on early. They didn't bring the changes early enough. What do you think of that, Dave?
I thought Rig had a poor game second half, like I can't remember him touching the ball in the second half.
No, and you know,
he was very quiet, wasn't he?
He was, Davey. I mean, we hyped him up and hyped him up and hyped him up. What a class player he is, and because he has been.
Rob was quiet now, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. I mean, even he tried a few shots, Chris Rigg, and you know what I mean. They went out the ground. Absolutely, yeah. SJ says Milan Alesic. Is it Alesic or Lesic? How would you pronounce it?
Alesic, I think.
Is it Alesic? Is it? He does look good, doesn't he?
Aye.
John Nesbitt said the same as me. Never change a winning team. Watch Plymouth Argyle next game. I bet they get beat.
Then West Brom. That'll be right.
Well, the thing is, it's a lot of sport is a mental thing, and they were so hyped up against Sunderland. To follow that on, it'll be a different test.
That's another problem when we play these little supposed little clubs. It's their cup final, isn't it? We had this trouble in the Division 1.
So how do you stop that, Davey? How do you stop it? Because it's that stops Sunderland from progressing when they always slip on these banana skins.
That's down to the Sunderland players to be more professional.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, how many teams gone to the Etihad? I know you're talking such a bigger gap here. You know what I mean? But you know, these teams that like Ipswich, they got to the Etihad, it's their cup final and all that. They took the lead. Well, they soon got put in the place then. Why can't we do that? I know people say, well, we haven't got the players like Man City, but I'm just speaking in theory here. It's like, yeah, it might be your FA Cup final or your FA Cup game, but why do we allow it to happen? It's like, no, you're not. It's your cup final, but we're not going to let you have any of the ball, are you?
No, it's crazy, really, isn't it? Because you're playing on the same size pitch.
Well, you are.
It's just crazy. You would never have any FA Cup shocks, would you? If that was the case.
No, I know. To me, and it's a difficult thing to do. It's just you're not as mentally up for it. Do you know what I mean? You're probably thinking it's only Plymouth. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect Plymouth, but I bet you the players have gone, it's only friggin' Plymouth and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you feel like you can put a bit 10% less effort in.
Aye, yeah, that's exactly.
Man City might be like that if they played like Notts County or Wimbledon in the cup.
Aye.
But then when it started going wrong, they can switch it again and do something about it.
Aye, that's right.
Sunderland haven't got the experience to do that.
Nah.
When we're not on it, we're just an average side. Like, we've got to be on it all the time.
You have to be, Davey. If you're wanting to progress,
Definitely.
you know, and I'm not having this saying, it's just a 4 or 5 game glitch. You cannot have that. If you're wanting top 2 or top 6, you can't. You can't do it because it just shows you the quality in this league. We've won 4, lost 1, and West Brom are above us. Do you know what I mean? That's how little room you've got for error. You slip up. You slip up, Davey, and you lose positions, and you look at the league tables. How the hell are we still not top? We've won 4, but West Brom haven't lost, have they?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's such
fight. I've not won 4 and drew 1.
Yes.
Right.
What's coming up here? Let's read some more comments here of Keith Ashcroft. Hello, mate. He says, evening, Cabbie and Davey. Hope we beat the Smoggies. I'm expecting a bit of a backlash from the players, to be honest with you. I mean, and a few Sunderland fans are saying, we've only won the 4 on the bounce because of the utter crap we've been playing. Look how bad, like Cardiff and this and that, the other. But yeah, but this is what we were saying.
That doesn't make sense, that comment, because how do we not beat Plymouth if we're just playing crap?
I know. And I'm not having anybody saying, it must be the distance and all that, because if that was the case, Kneebugger would win down then.
The flew down.
Well,
maybe
the Rams are knackered.
No, you can't blame the distance. And it's not like the old days where the players used to set off on Friday night night.
You know, this is just what I've been reading. Some of the Sunderland responses on social media. That's what they've been saying, and that, you know what I mean. Trying to work out. It's just one of those things. I mean, when I used to play for a darts team, the Blacksmiths Arms and that, and every now and again I'd be playing against someone who I know has never played darts in their life. It might be someone with one arm or he's got one eye, but he says, I'm just here to turn up. I never played darts in my life. He didn't even know where the bullseye was.
Yeah.
And you know what? There was more pressure on me, and it was only a fun thing. You know, we were in the league and all that, but you know,
were you hitting bad scores?
I couldn't hit the door ball to save my life. And this.
You must relax, you see. So you throw them different, even though you might not notice it.
Aye. Well, this other lad was like saying, and he wasn't joking either. He was saying, so what do I do now? He says, hit the doubles around the outside. He says, that's all you got to do. And I went, all right, okay. And he was hoying it, and people were cheering. Well, he says, well, what you cheered for? He says, you've hit the double straight away. And I got beat. I got beat because he was 100% relaxed, and he's me tenses out saying, I cannot lose this. I cannot lose this. It's all upstairs, man. Nice. It's all upstairs.
It is, a lot of it is mental.
Gary Hoyle says, I'm sure Reggie has taken stock on the situation and will see a different formation against the Smoggies. What do you reckon of that?
Well, it'd be interesting to see if he plays the same team or not.
Well, he'd have to change Ballard if he's injured, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, that Methven will come in, won't he?
Would you make any changes, Davey? Would you change any formations? What would you do?
No, I think they deserve another chance like that team.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, West Brom, from Birmingham's equalised 1-1 apparently. John Nesbitt says, how many times will we see Old Sunderland this season?
Need more, I hope.
You know. Look, I know you're not going to win every single game. It's just impossible. I mean, every team in that division will lose and they'll get the comeuppance. It's just because I think it's just because Sunderland's been through so much crap. I mean, you look like Sheffield United and the Burnley and Leeds United and stuff. They've all not long been in the Premier League, but we've just been through so much crap over the years, Davey, haven't we? I mean, last season was pretty bad. The season before, obviously, when the playoffs weren't too bad, but all the years in Division 1. And I just think our brains have been trained over the last few years. We're that used to failure. And we get that defeat against Plymouth, and it's like, oh, here we go again. That's it. The season's gone. You know, it's stupid. It's idiot. It's idiotic, like, isn't it? Steve Taylor says Brum 1, Wrexham 1. Keeper made the same mistake as Pato.
No.
Dear me. Tony Huntington says, even if we play bad, I think it's important not to get on the players.
Oh, yeah, there's no question, man. They'll be right behind them on Saturday, man.
Of
Like
course.
I say, that game could have went either way. It wasn't as if we went there and got beat 3 or 4 out. That game could have went either way.
Oh, it could have done. Like I say, it could have been 2 out at half time. It's small margins, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, that's football, isn't it? That's why we love it.
Ken Walton says, Stansted for Birmingham, same as our third against we conceded at Argyle. Yeah, the other guys just said exactly the same. John Nesbitt says, we stop it by playing our best players, i.e. Brown, instead of the bloke who won't sign a contract, Neil. And like I say, there's quite a few Sunderland fans are saying, they're coming up with that, eh?
I think if he does make a change, it'll be Brown for Rig, like.
Aye. Could be. Oh, I think we've got...
Oh, no. Oh, get him off! Get him off! Get him off!
I will have to do one bit of celebration. There's that badge. Freaking Janners.
From Saturday night yet?
Oh, mate. Oh, no. That was a good day, guys. That was a good day. No, I still think you'll bounce back this weekend, though, personally.
Aye. Well, welcome on the channel again, mate. Welcome on the channel. I mean, is it a daft thing for me to see how you're feeling?
Nah, don't worry about it. I'm all for it. No, honestly, considering we haven't won a game since May, this feels so good, honestly. After the start of the season was with that awful game at Hillsborough, should have beaten Hull and we didn't. Got a brilliant point at QPR. Stoke was so painful when we should have had something we didn't, thanks to our own finishing. And finally, after 5 games, we have gotten over the line with our first win of the season. So we just got to build it on here now. So no, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
And what was this trailer trash talk from you saying, oh, we're going to get beat 3-1? Do you know what I mean? It's like...
well. I really thought that you were gonna tear us over.
You guys deserved it second half. What do you think it was then for the second half for Plymouth? Do you think it's a good tactics from Wayne Rooney there because they were really up for it, weren't they?
Just like what someone said on my comments earlier on my own video. Someone said, I'd love to have whatever the hell Rooney said at half-time to those players. Whatever he said, it really worked, it turned out. And I commend him and the boys for that. And especially, and you guys probably won't like to hear this, but the one that clashed with Mundell, Joe Edwards, who got the winner for us, he had an amazing game. Had an absolute amazing game.
He's a thug!
He's going to be up there.
He's a thug!
He's already up there as probably our best player this season so far. I think that's what defined that. I don't know if you guys saw. It was immediately after we equalised. There was that massive fight between Joe Edwards and Mundell. I mean, that up on how brilliant both players were playing on Saturday.
I've seen that. How did you feel when Sunderland got the equaliser to make it 2-2? Were you thinking?
I really thought that was it. I thought I was happy. I was happy while it lasted, but we kept going, and then stoppage time existed, and that was it. I wanted to surf the crowd. Oh, the emotions were mental.
Jack, what was your thoughts at half time?
Half time, you lot were the better team. I was fuming at the penalty decision because it was never in a million years a penalty. But whether if it was a pen or not, Sunderland were deservedly 1-0 up because we didn't turn up in the first half. So, like I said, whatever Rooney said at half time, it really worked because that second half, 100% our best performance of the season so far.
Yeah. To me, the first half, you just sat off us. You sat back. You didn't go for it. And then the second half, you just seemed like you flicked the switch and you played the way you should have in the first half. But was that the plan, just to keep it down and then go for us at the second half?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I thought we were too defensive in the first half, letting Sunderland play the football. So Rooney's probably said at half-time going, I don't want that. I want to go at it at them now that we're 1-0 down. And that's exactly what happened at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And both penalties were fair decisions, weren't they?
I didn't think Sunderland's pen was a pen. Now, this might sound biased, but I didn't think Sunderland's pen was a pen. I thought it was too soft. But I did think ours was a pen, only because I thought we were clattered on in that second half. But it's what it is. You get terrible EFL decisions every week at this point, so it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I thought yours was definitely a penalty because you cannot clatter a bloke in the box and not get the ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought personally. To be fair to Mumba, he didn't get the ball in the first half that led to Sunderland's penalty. I just thought it was too soft, and that's why I got really annoyed with the decision. But just one of those, really, wasn't it? I didn't see it properly from my angle, but when I saw the highlights back after the game and saw it from my friend's angle in the Devonport end, I saw it was too soft. I was like, yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Colin Major says on the chat, he said, Stuart, he says, you're right. He says, sport, you've got to have a lot of mental strength. And obviously, he said before, following Sunderland, but I definitely think Plymouth were mentally stronger that second half. They wanted that. And I don't know if you know.
Well.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed it because every time you were launching long shots into the Sunderland penalty area, we were just not dealing with it. It was rebounding off our players. Our keeper was like a pig with a basket of strawberries. Every time the keeper had it, it was just getting pounded out. And I think Wayne Rooney spotted that, and he says, you know what, lads, get out second half. He says, Sunderland look shell shocked. I says, well, I want to pop at them, and it did, but. Just your body language, Plymouth's body language. Second half, they look fired up for it. They really did look fired up, and it was a lovely sunny day. The crowd, was there a full house, full attendance?
I didn't get any better. You know what that reminded me of? That with the sun and all that. It reminded me of. Do you remember our 6-2 win over Norwich this time last season at home?
Yeah.
Exactly what it reminded me of. It felt like that in a way. The only difference with that Norwich game was that in that Norwich game, we absolutely dominated them. Whereas this, we didn't quite. We were the better team, yes, but we weren't. We didn't dominate. Yes, we were the better team, but I still thought Sunderland didn't have a bad game. And to be honest, and I said this to a few Sunderland fans at the game after full time, 5 games and 12 points, that's still not bad at all. And you're still second in the league, which is still an automatic promotion. And the second week in a row, we've got to face the league leaders again because West Brom are now top, and that's who we've got on Saturday at the Hawthorns.
Yeah. Just going to be on to that. You can obviously use this as a good stepping stone. It's going to give the team a huge confidence. But as we all know, football doesn't work like that, does it? It's such a strange game. And on to the next game, but surely that's going to inject a lot of goodness into Plymouth for next game, hasn't it?
Oh, it will. It absolutely will. And last time we went to West Brom, last season in October, we drew with them 0-0. And if we could do that again on Saturday, that's an absolute buzzing result going into our next home game against Luton next Friday night.
But the only trouble there is Plymouth are a different side away from home, aren't they?
I agree. It's not just... It's not just
You
this.
one bomb on against West Brom.
We've always tended, as a team, to play better at home than we have away. Not just last season. We've done it almost my entire life.
Yeah.
Well, you said that last time we played, just didn't it? You beat us 2-0 down there, and then you said you went to Stadium of Light, and it was a completely different performance at the Stadium of Light.
I mean, I thought we were going to lose at the Stadium of Light, and we never win there unless there's no fans. And then the minute we went 1-0 up, thanks to Hardy, I thought, oh my God, we might actually do it. We might actually do it this time. But the second half, we capitulated, and Clark had a masterclass of a display. So that was that, really.
We've got Pastor Alex VPA in the chat. He has turned up. Hello, Mackem and Mr. Davey. How are you this morning? He says it must be morning time where he is in Uganda, I think.
So that really felt special. That did, honestly. No, it meant a lot. It meant a lot. We just got to build on it now. It's a good start, but we just have to build on it now if we want to stay where we are in the table at the moment. So that'll do us nicely, really.
John Nesbitt says the bottom line is, he says, we can't compete for a full season against the parachute payment teams. He says they have the players on the big money still in the side. It's so hard to compete. It's as simple as that. And, look, it'd be a miracle if we're in the top 2 at the end of the season. I'm not expecting it. Now, I'm still expecting the likes of Sheffield United and Burnley to make a late charge. I certainly don't think West Brom will be there by the end of the season. But you watch Sheffield United and Burnley, even Luton. I think Luton will still come good, You
never know though, because so many people wrote Ipswich off last season. They didn't have parachute payments or anything. They still went and did it. So it shows anything can happen.
They spent a lot of money, mind Ipswich, and
they did spend a lot of money, yeah. But it just shows that back-to-back promotions still exist in football. So it can happen. And I've already said to you guys before the game, if Sunderland get playoffs this season, I think that's a cracking season regardless. Yeah. You know how to win a playoff final as well, so you got to believe.
Good on you.
Against Wickham.
Oh, Jack! Do you feel sorry for your old manager?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. I have no sympathy for them at all. I already released it. I released a video of it 3 hours ago, and I can't lie, I did look a bit smug.
I seen your celebrations. You were diving.
City, aren't they?
Honestly, no. The thing is that if he never left, he'd still be our manager now. That's just how much time we would have given him.
Yeah.
They are a strange club, Stoke. It's like they're neither up nor down. It's like it must be frustrating for their fans and all that. I mean, when we got Alex Neil left for Stoke, we thought and they thumped us, Stoke. We were saying F off Alex Neil because he left Sunderland for Stoke and was it 5-0 they beat us at the Stadium of Light, Davey, or 5-1? 5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
They've just gone into sort of non-existence.
I can tell he left for Stoke for the money. So I just honestly, and especially with that he's been sacked today, it just shows their owners don't have a clue what they want to do.
No. Tony Mowbray must be gone in there. That's what the news is.
You know what? Oh, really? Well, you know what I said to a mate of mine who's a Sunderland fan? He was messaging me just going, I swear to God, I don't swipe Regis Labrie off us. Otherwise, it's typical Stoke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone's just saying can't hear Jack too well. Just 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I can. You sound.
There we are. Sorry, that's my end. I've just turned the volume up a little bit more, so that should be better. I can hear you all right, mate. It's
yeah.
You guys should hear all right. So I've seen a bit of your video. I don't know if you've seen it, Davey, but
I had to turn it off. I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
You dove onto the grass, didn't you?
Oh, he's rolling about.
Rolling about. I hope there wasn't any dogs, Muck.
The video I watched after the game was. Do you guys know a duo of Sunderland fans called Gilesy and Steve?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Good
I
lads.
watched them after the game, and their watch along was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, the good lads.
I was on the floor with. laughter because I know their banter is exactly me. When we lose a game, we'll do rubbish or have a game where we miss out at the death and all that. And the way they were just swearing at Joe Edwards at the end, I was on boy. It's too good. It was so funny.
What was quite funny was
it's what football fan channels should be all about. It's all about the entertainment. Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
what I laughed about Giles and Steve was the fact, like, as we all do for watching them on the Fire Sticks, whatever. You're about 2 minutes behind actual live footage, and I don't know if you noticed, but when it was 2-2, and they were like, get in, Steve showed the mobile phone to Gilesy, and he looked and went, "Oh, hell," like that. And he's obviously seen on his phone that you guys have scored, but he hasn't shown that to the viewers. So it's
that little prat again, Edwards. I was on the floor. It was brilliant.
But it's the same. It's funny when it's on the when it's on the opposite end. But it's not as funny when it's on your end. But you've got to do it.
It's not just that. I find it funny both ends because I know the exact feelings. I'm exactly the same if that happens to us on the opposing end. Like last season when Southampton got the winner against us at Home Park, and I was so undeservedly. The whole of my episode on YouTube was just no, and I'm just like chammy bastards, and I'm just off and all that. So.
Pastor Alex says, I'm using the last of my mobile data in my small village.
Right.
I think Sunderland should come to Uganda for pre-season. I think he thinks the weather's that hot. He says it might train them a bit better.
Cabbie, send them a tenner, man.
Send them a tenner. Well, that's nearly $3 million Ugandan dollars, isn't it, over there? I'm just going to catch up on a couple of chat comments here. We got Gary Hall says, my dad says they always build you up to drop you flat. Same old. He says he's been going down as regular since 1967. SJ says Sissoko had the better of Hume all game. He was Plymouth's best player. What do you think about that, Jack?
Yeah.
Sissoko, yeah, once again, I thought he had a good game, but I didn't think he was our best player. I thought our best player was Joe Edwards. I thought last 2 games against Stoke and now Sunderland, he's just been phenomenal. And he's our captain for a reason. So, and that's going to be brilliant form for him going into West Brom. The other reason why, by the way, I also sort of underestimated us a little bit was because before the game, Connor Hazard, our number 1, was in such top form after the QPR and Stoke games. And then he got injured. I thought, brilliant. He's in the best form of his life at this club and he's injured for Sunderland. But you know what that game shows? That game just shows that you can't underestimate anyone in the Championship. Anyone can beat anyone on their day, honestly.
Exactly.
And the Sunderland fans made plenty of noise, didn't they?
They did. On paper, I know at the start of November, we have 2 massive games against Portsmouth and Derby. And I know on paper, back to back, and I know on paper, we're going to look into that as a fan base going, we have to beat both of them. Especially Pompey, because that's one of our biggest rivals. But we know we can't underestimate either of them one bit. And if we lose to both of them, then that's that. They've been better than us, so that's that, really.
Yeah.
Pastor Alex is off his head. He says, I haven't got a fire stick. He says, well, Alex, he says, I've just got a stick and a fire. Oh, my God's sake. What are you guys on with?
If we can beat Luton and Blackburn, and if we can Cardiff away, then I'm going to be very confident and comfortable going into Halloween, because I'm happy with just a point at West Brom. I'm happy with just a point at Burnley. So that'll do.
Right.
Is it normal Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff?
For West Brom, yeah.
Yeah. Are you going?
Because you're 12:30, aren't you? Because you got the weird game against Borough.
Yeah, they always play that.
No, that's why I said the T's weird games. I thought if I used the word derby, I might have accidentally wound you guys up or something. So, but I got a friend who's a Middlesbrough fan and he can't stand Sunderland, so I could see it's a little more one-sided if that makes sense.
Sorry, I just turned my phone down. I've got bloody Moscow ringing this for some reason. I don't know who the hell
He also claims to me, he also says to me that there's some Sunderland fans he knows very well that absolutely hates Borough to bits.
Right.
A lot of Sunderland fans say it's not a derby. Some fans say it is. I class it as a derby. I always have done. That's just my opinion.
It's close together, isn't it? Really. Like I know Middlesbrough's part of North Yorkshire, but culturally and geographically and region-wise, they are pretty much on the outskirts of the northeast in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it'll be a great. We'll be cheering for Plymouth. I've just realised that I'm bloody slow. It'll be a great result for us if you beat
Exactly.
West Brom and all.
I said this to a few Sunderland fans at full time. Like I was like, you never know. We could do you a favour next week because we got West Brom. Like if we win or draw next week and you beat Borough, then you're back at the top of the table. So that's that really.
I'd be happy with a point against Middlesbrough. I would be happy with 3, but I just want to repair the damage of defeat. What do you say, Davey? Would you take a point?
Fair enough.
No, you want to be winning your home games, man.
That's what I was going to say. You're at home, so I can imagine you'd want to beat them.
Yeah.
If you were away at the Riverside, I'd understand it. But since you're home, I and this is where I say it with Argyle. Like, if you're home, you've got to win the home games and draw the away games. Then that's the perfect season, really.
Yeah. If you do that all the way through, you're gone up.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you Leeds.
Yeah, unless you Leeds, yeah.
I think he'll be the next manager casualty. Is it Farker, Daniel Farker, if they didn't pick themselves up because they really want to be back up?
I don't know. Leeds is a tough one for me because they've once again started really slowly, but it's usually we get to October and November and they're in the form of their lives. We've got them in November, and the last time we've beaten Leeds in all competitions was 1987. The last time we won at Ellen Road was 1962. So I don't know what we're going to do against Leeds in November.
So how's the Plymouth fans feeling about Wayne Rooney then? I mean, obviously it's that win of the.
Oh, it's a massive confidence booster for him. Massive. And honestly, I'm definitely going to back him for now, especially after what bloody second tier podcast said earlier about Rooney and Argyle. So, they can never praise us, even when we've just won a game, and constantly underestimated us. And honestly, if we get to the Luton and Blackburn games, we get 2 or 3 more wins between now and then he's 100% the right man for the job at the moment. So, and it just goes to show that it's not as bad as people thought it would be. Like I said before this Sunderland game, I don't want to get to October, middle of October, into round 9 or 10 with no wins yet. Otherwise, I know Rooney would be under pressure. But now that we've got our first win, it doesn't feel like that anymore. So, yeah, we just got to build on it now. We just got to build on it.
I seen your prediction video of where the teams will finish, and I think, is it right? You got Sunderland as far down as 18th.
Yeah, I think I got you all wrong immediately.
But who says you haven't got it wrong? I mean, you don't know.
No, true. I mean, it's early days. Yeah, I went with it because I just wasn't sure about Regis coming into the championship after when he relegated Lorient. And I thought to myself, going, if people's going to underestimate Rooney, I don't know what they're going to think of Regis Lebree. So that's what I thought, in a way, myself. And the other thing being, I wasn't sure how you do without Clark now that he's gone and all that. But I have rated some of the signings. I did say, though, that I do think it's going to be really tight between like 9-10 teams down there again, whoever it is.
Yeah. So,
yeah, and it's also, for me, I kind of got brainwashed by how Sunderland ended last season. It was like the second worst form in the league behind Rotherham. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sure how you guys would take that into this season. But I know it's early days, but you're doing very well so far. So
Pixel Rich on the chat. Hello, mate. How you doing? He says, Defo got to win the home games. He says, agrees. Sutton paper, the Borough shouldn't be a problem, but as Brian Clough once says, the game is played on grass. That's what he certainly did say. SJ says, yeah, beat West Brom for us, and hopefully we can get a win. I think it'll be just as equally a good result for you if you did, if not a better result, beating West Brom, because if you're away from home.
Oh, absolutely. But no, what was I going to say? It could be a worse prediction. The Irish guy predicted you guys second bottom, and they predicted us bottom. So
yeah, well, they've got a bloody supercomputer, haven't they? That does our lack.
But then again, the Irish guys are Newcastle fans, so there might be that as well.
No.
I don't know. So we'll go for some predictions in it. Anybody in the chat? Do you want to put your predictions in? What you think it'll be for Sunderland against Middlesbrough? What do you reckon, Davey?
3-1 to Sunderland.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
3-1
think
Sunderland.
that as well.
Yeah.
That's a brave one. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Oh, okay.
I hope we thrash them, but I'm just being Mr. Negative. The fact I'm not used to. I'm still paranoid, thinking the wheels have fallen off here a little bit here. I don't know. I hope you're right, Davey, but I'm going 1-1. What do you say, Jack?
I'd say
Middlesbrough.
the same. 3-1 Sunderland. I didn't rate Middlesbrough's performance against Preston last week, who they're usually known for beating at home as well, and I think that's going to be confidence for Sunderland.
We'll do a prediction for Plymouth against West Brom against Plymouth, and we'll start with you, Jack. What do you reckon?
Oh, okay. My heart says we'll do a 0-0 again. My head says we'll lose only 2-0. But I mean, like, it could be worse. It could be a 3 or 4-0, or what they blimmin' did against Pompey on Sunday. But my head says 2-0 West Brom. They do look good at the moment. But my heart does say a 0-0 or a 1-1, and I'd happily take that.
Might as well go for 3-1 defeat again, and you might turn them over.
Yeah, true. That's true.
What do you reckon, Davey? West Brom, Plymouth.
The only hope is a 0-0.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd take it. I'd definitely take it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can outscore them.
Their goalkeeper is a former Argyle man as well, so I hope we can give him a hard time as well, Alex Palmer.
No.
I hope you do us a favour and beat them something like a. I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say Plymouth. I don't know.
2-0 away win.
Could they be on a high? Could they be on the crest of a wave from that win against Sunderland, and they could turn up at the Hawthorns? I don't. I'm going to go for a point. I think.
I'd take that. I'd definitely take that.
I'm going to go for a point. I think it'd be a huge achievement if you got 2 wins on the bounce, especially the West Brom. They're on fire, but West Brom are on form, and I think you're on a bit of a high. So I'd say 1-1. The chat, the score lines are going. SJ is saying for Sunderland and Middlesbrough, they're saying SJ says 1-1. Dougie Stewart says 2-1. Pixelovich says bloody predictive text should have read Stew, but on paper it does it all the time. Gary Burns says another draw, 2-2. Gary Oyle says 2-0 to the lads. Ken Walton says 0-0. Your friend Colin Major says 1-0 to Sunderland. SJ says West Brom win, but hopefully you beat them, Plymouth. Gary Hoyle says 1-1 for Plymouth. Quite a few positive for Plymouth here.
I'd take that. I'd take this.
Angry Managers just came onto the chat. I don't know who that is. He just says hello, Angry Manager. I don't think that's Regis Labries making an appearance. Yeah. John Nesbitt says West Brom are far too good for Plymouth Argyle. Well, a lot of Sunderland fans.
I don't like the sound of that.
A lot of Sunderland fans thought we were too good for Plymouth Argyle. Look what the hell happened. Look, we were getting some Sunderland fans saying, right, oh, we're gonna win 5 now, 6-1 and all that. And I just thinking, hey, man, wind your neck in. Do you know what I mean? And this is me speaking with the Sunderland fans and all that. I think we're getting a bit carried away. Do you know what I mean? And it'll have certainly been a long trip back. How long's the journey from Sunderland to Plymouth will be in the coach, you think? 8 hours, 9 hours?
Aye.
It's like a 14-hour round trip or something.
Bloody hell. Unless, of course, a few of them will...
I know it's over 400 miles to get there, because Sunderland and Newcastle are the only 2 clubs in England that break the 400-mile marker from here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Was that the maximum of the allocation for the away fans that you had as well? Because obviously you can only do so much. Because Sunderland had 1,700 down there, I think.
Yeah, that's our maximum allocation. Yeah,
that's your maximum allocation.
Yeah, well, we need Home Park to be a bigger stadium, really. But at the end of the day, it's understandable on what it is now, because we're using all that money on other things, like starting to build up the academy again and all that. But it'll get bigger eventually. But yeah, it's 1,700.
Can you extend Home Park
this season? I'll be used to some small locations anyway, going to Oxford in December and Luton in February. So, and they're both smaller stadiums than Home Park as well. So there's that. Allocation of whole stadium home parks between 17, 18,000. It's the same as QPR, Loftus Road.
Absolutely. See, I'm saying, can you extend your ground even bigger? Can you, Jack?
We can. We just don't know when that's going to happen. Yeah, it'll happen one day.
We'll just read a few more comments before we wrap it up. Angry Manager says hello. John Nesbitt says, I hope we win, but I can't see it. Colin Major, confidence can go a long way. Plymouth will win 2-1.
I'll take it. I'll surf the crowd if that happens. It'll be a wonderful day out in the West Midlands.
John Nesbitt says, be quicker going by Navy boat than taking a coach to Plymouth. Ken Wanton says, once again, thanks for the crack. Yeah, it's been good. You enjoyed it, Jack? You enjoyed coming on again?
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it. And even if there's other rounds going into later on in the season, wanted me to come on, I'll give you guys my thoughts on Argyle. Really, then
well, you're welcome to come on. You're welcome to come on any time you want, mate.
I appreciate it.
Jack.
Hello.
If you beat West Brom, you can come on next Monday.
I'll take that.
If they do, we'll just give it a miss, Davey. You can take the whole show for himself.
Yeah, we
I'll take that.
So for your channel, Jack, what have you got next? What have you got next planned?
At the moment, it probably will be the West Brom game, but I still, as I haven't had any time to do this all summer, I still need to fully finish my League One predictions. I've already done them. I just need to edit them and put the video out there. I did it with a Cambridge YouTuber called Ads, and I still need to put it out there. But no, when I have the chance, I'm gonna upload it. But as for now, it's just saving up money for Saturday, really, because I haven't been to an away game now since our last away game at QPR. Well, unless you count Watford in the cup as well, so there's that too.
Fantastic. Ken Walton says, once again, thanks for the crack, lads. Pixelovich says, smack and crack again, lads. Thanks again. John Nesbitt says, good luck for the season, Jack. He says, crack and bloke.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's welcome on here any time. Of course he is.
I appreciate that.
What's your plans, Davey? Walking the dogs?
Walking the dogs.
All right, good. We've had a lot of positive...
What dogs have you got? What
Two
dogs have you
dogs.
got?
Twos.
Oh, nice one.
Aye.
A lot of comments about your lighting, Davey. We can see every nook and cranny of you now.
Very good.
All right, so we'll end it there. Jack, thanks for coming on, mate. And,
No problem. Thank you very much.
Good luck, mate. We'll be keeping a good eye and ears for the next match, mate. Believe me, we'll be rooting for
I
you.
appreciate it. No, we'll try our best. And if we do manage to win or get a point now, I'll probably message one of you just going, oh my God, we did it. Let's go. And you'll be very happy, people.
Gary Hoyles just says, great crack, lads, and good luck for the season. So a lot of good well wishes from Sunderland fans here. So class.
I appreciate that. That's better than what I got on the match day. There were some on the match day after the game when I was celebrating. They just stared at me. They're like, "Shut the fuck up!" I was just trying not to rub it in. So,
but you're a football fan. That's what you do.
Exactly. No,
you enjoy it, son.
I just bantered it all. They were all just giving me the large ones, really angry and all that. I was just walking to the pub, just walking past them, and I was there like, it's typical banter and all that. They were just they're just like, "Oh, enjoy it while you can." I just walk past, just go, "Wow." Weren't good. Just like football fan, really. So one of those, really. I mean, the only time I properly got, the only time I properly got heated at Sunderland during that game, and I can imagine you guys being the same in that moment, is really that fight between Mundell and Edwards. But that's just part of football, I suppose. Like, I had a friend of mine who supports Sunderland. He told me he was messaging me that when he was watching it, he was saying the words of stuff like, "Fuck off, Edwards, you prick, I can't stand you." And I was doing the same towards Mundell, but that's just part of football. It's just adrenaline when you're in a
exactly.
Like you got to back your team at the end of the day. So
gosh, you did. Oh well, I'll end it. I'll end it there. So good night, Jack. Thanks for coming on.
And Jack, all the best, son.
Cheers, guys. I appreciate that.
Anytime. See you later, lads.
See you in a bit, guys.
Ta-ra. And that's it. I'll end it there and then. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I've enjoyed it. And don't forget, there'll be more videos from the Mackem Cabbie coming up, as there always is. Take care, good night, and God bless. See you later.